it's a little bit scary in a way, you know, to put something out that different. But I don't think we chose it. It kind of chose us in a way. The last record was really stripped down and acoustic and, you know, live takes and old school. And it was partly because we were fighting so much. We wrote the songs, you know, separately and then got together. I was like, well, we better track this while we're here. This record, we're in a completely different place as people, you know. So I think we got to spend a lot of time. We went to a mountain house and just like had a vision quest, sort of woodshedded like we did back in the day. And we ended up putting a lot of this synth and beats and, you know, the opposite of what we were doing before, just because it felt fresh to us and different. And then we didn't really think about being scared about it until it was all done, you know.
Yeah, a couple of weeks before the record, all our family is just telling us, this does not sound like you guys at all.
When you see the gradual change, you don't notice it as much. You know what I mean? It's like when you see some person growing up, you don't really notice it if you're seeing them every day. But yeah, that was the first like freak out sort of moment we had, is when we started playing it to friends and stuff, and they were like, whoa. But we're proud of it. The reaction has been amazing.
Yeah, Achtung Baby is a great example. We use that in a lot of the art and kind of creative direction for music videos and like what we're taking out in the stage production stuff, because that was such a departure for them. I just kind of feel like, you know, it's doing that, there's a little bit of safety and you know, they survived it, you know.
I think too, it's like people thought that because we had banjos and stuff like that on our records, and we're from South Carolina, that's what we grew up playing, and it wasn't. You know, like I remember the day we wrote this record, The Outsiders, or when some of the first songs came out, I had just gone and picked up a bunch of redneck instruments, like at the same store, you know. And so at the time, those were really fresh and new to us. And none of us really knew how to play them that well. And it's like, so it's interesting to us when people are like, it's so different because what you do is this, you know. It's like, well, we just did that because that felt new and fresh at the time, you know. And now we're still doing the same thing. We're absolute, you know, idiots on the computer with programming and all that stuff in comparison to, you know,
we just got computers in South Carolina.
Yeah. Running water, computers.
We took a couple of examples, but Springsteen with Tunnel of Love was another one. You know, just like, whoa, where'd it go? And you go back and listen to that record, it's an amazing record. And, you know, we're big Springsteen fans, but he survived it. And what do you do next? And I think now, when you listen to that stuff, you can hear the heart in it, you know. And I think he had to make that record. I feel like you two probably had to make that record and do something different. And
even Petty and people like that, you know, good songs can be dressed up in different ways. In some records, the goal is a timeless sort of record, and some goal, I think that ours was more timely. And I think we kind of like, we don't care if this lasts 10 years as long as these songs do. We play them different live anyway. Let's have fun with how we make it, and I think that comes across in there.